Yeah. Just reading this dictionary. Yeah. They have what's called to avouch. Yes. To assert, to guarantee. Then they have what's known as an award, to give or confer as being needed or merited, to give in favorable judgment of. A judgment or decision of prize or recognition of accomplishment. Pooch. You know, somebody's been guaranteeing that they have the right to make decisions for my sons when they didn't have the legal right to do what they've been doing. Now, since 2011, somebody has said, well, we actually do have the custody rights, but you never gave me any due process rights. You didn't give me actual notice and opportunity to be heard before you issued the first protection order. That means that every custody decision that's been made for over 6 years, there was no legal right to make any custody decision. Now, I know it's difficult to believe that as an American citizen, I'm sitting here on the street wanting to sue innumerable numbers of persons that are legally or professionally liable for the enforcement of the law because I have informed them that my due process rights have been violated since July 8th of 2011. That means when you issue the protection order without giving me actual notice and opportunity to be heard, it violated the Constitution of the United States. And when you did that, every custody decision that was made from then until now was not legal. Now, I know there's probably some teachers over the last 6 years that they think to themselves, you know what? There was no legal right to make any custody decisions for the Budnick boys for over 6 years. Now, every time you enrolled them in school, it violated my custody rights. Every time you enrolled them in any sort of activity, it violated my custody rights. Every time you took them to a doctor's office, it violated the custody rights of myself. Now, I'm going to go through every individual that made any sort of decisions about the custody of my sons. I don't care if they're a general, pooch, an admiral. I don't care if they're the governor of the state of Washington. Any and all decisions that have been made without my consent as a parent, because I had the right to due process since 2011. When you decided you weren't going to do what the law requires, you implicated innumerable hundreds of thousands of individuals that have the legal obligation for the enforcement of child abduction laws. Pooch, pooch, pooch. And then that made complicit accessories, accomplices, cohorts, what could be millions upon millions of individuals that have ever seen a video, have ever read an email. Now, I am that type of American citizen that will sue every individual that I have the legal right to sue for the refusal of the enforcement of the laws of the United States. Now, I'm waiting for those awards. It says here that you get awarded judgments, a judgment or decision to give in favorable judgment of. See, what happens is I file lawsuits against every individual that believed that the protection order was legal when it wasn't. And then I sue all of those that have any knowledge of their refusal to remove it. Then I sue them for the knowledge of the crime of not removing the protection order. And then when I get done, I sue every oath of office in this nation. Now, you can call me on my Wi-Fi phone, 360-747-8431. I may or may not be connected to Wi-Fi, but I do get voicemails, pooch. Now, if you thought that I was going to call the sheriff or the police department after I've emailed them thousands of times, you would be sorely mistaken. Now, I'm going to want that protection order removed, the dissolution of marriage removed, all public court records removed. I'm going to want to know where are my missing and exploited sons, and I'm going to want an email or a phone call from Marilyn Van Proyen explaining to me why my sister's picture was holding Legina. Now, I know there's a small bug on this phone. I mean, it's just a little mite, M-I-T-E, man, O, cross, I. You know, are there any bugs on those that are mutating? Some sort of tiny, smaller than a tick. You know, a lot of bugs, for those that come to find out that don't have any vitamins in their systems. You know, the human body is designed to not allow any bugs in the skin of those that are mutating. Now you can do what the law requires today. Call me 360-747-8431. I want to know from Marilyn Van Proyen why it is that my sister was holding Legina.